Why mountain lions test the quiet dog first. Most people think the loud dog is the one predators fear. They assume barking equals strength, charging equals dominance, noise equals control. But predators don't test the loud dog first. They test the calm one. And when they do, something dangerous happens. Because if the quiet dog reacts late, even once, the mountain lion doesn't hesitate, it commits. That's the difference between posturing and pressure. On a ranch, silence doesn't mean safety. It means something is being measured. The goats feel it before anything else does. Heads lift, ears rotate, bodies stiffen slightly. Not panic, not running, just awareness. And at the edge of the tree line, a mountain lion stands still. It doesn't roar, it doesn't sprint, it doesn't reveal itself fully. It watches. And it isn't watching the goats first, it's watching the quiet guardian, the dog who isn't barking, the dog who isn't charging, the dog who looks almost uninterested. Most people would say that's confidence. The lion says that's a question mark. And predators resolve question marks. The quiet guardian stands between herd and forest, breathing steady, eyes soft but fixed. The goats slowly drift behind him. That movement matters because goats do not move toward instability. If they feel uncertainty, they would spread, but they compress, and compression signals trust. The lion notices that too. Predators don't just test dogs, they test herd reaction. Because if the herd fractures, the dog failed before the fight even started. But nothing fractures, so the lion steps closer. Not an attack, a test. Here's what most people misunderstand. Mountain lions don't want to fight. They want efficiency. They want a gap, a hesitation, a miscalculation. And quiet dogs create ambiguity. Is he passive or is he controlled? There's a difference. A passive dog delays because he's unsure. A controlled dog delays because he's choosing the moment. And predators feel the difference instantly. The lion shifts weight forward. The distance shrinks. The quiet guardian still doesn't bark. This is where people watching think, do something. But goats don't think that. They think, is he steady? And steady dogs radiate something powerful. Predictability. The herd tightens, kids move inward. Older goats angle themselves behind the dog's shoulder. That positioning tells a lion everything. The herd is not about to explode. And without chaos, a mountain lion loses its advantage. But lions test deeper. The body lowers. Muscles tighten. Eyes lock. Now it isn't just observation, it's pressure. If the dog lunges wildly, that's information. If he spins and breaks the line, that's information. If he barks frantically, that's information. The quiet guardian does none of it. Instead, he takes one step forward, not fast, not aggressive, measured. That single step changes the equation. Because now he isn't being tested. He's setting a boundary. And predators respect boundaries more than noise. But here's the dangerous part. If that step comes half a second late, if the lion already committed forward, now the test turns into engagement. And engagement carries consequence. Imagine the worst case scenario. The lion moves first, fast, low, explosive. Not a full kill attempt, a shock attempt. It wants the dog to panic. If the guardian flinches, if he retreats, if he breaks posture, the herd will split. And once goats split, recovery becomes chaos. That's when real attacks happen. That's why the reaction window matters more than size. A 140-pound dog reacting late is weaker than a 110-pound dog reacting perfectly. Timing is dominance. If the quiet guardian reads it correctly, everything shifts. When the lion surges, the dog expands, chest forward, head low, eyes unblinking. No frantic barking, no backward step, just expansion. And predators feel expansion as resistance. The goats don't scatter, they lock tighter. That's herd stability under pressure. Now the lion recalculates. The element of surprise failed. The herd did not fracture. The dog did not break. And predators survive by minimizing risk. So it does what intelligent predators do. It disengages. Not because it's scared, but because the cost no longer makes sense. Here's the truth people miss. The quiet dog gets tested first because he doesn't advertise strength. He demonstrates it. But demonstration requires timing, and timing is unforgiving. A loud dog might scare coyotes, but a mountain lion reads energy differently. It looks for small cracks, the slightest delay, the tiniest shift in posture, because predators don't hunt noise, they hunt instability. And if the quiet guardian is truly calm, not passive, not frozen, but controlled, the test ends in retreat. If he hesitates, a goat may be lost, and the test becomes something else. That's why goats matter in this story, because goats reveal the truth before the fight ever happens. If they move behind him, he's stable. If they hesitate, so will he, and predators notice both. The quiet dog isn't weak. He's under examination, and when he passes that examination, the mountain lion leaves without a sound, because in the wild and on a ranch, calm, when timed correctly, is louder than any bark. Here's what makes it even deeper. Goats feel the rhythm and the protection. They aren't thinking in strategy, they're responding to consistency. If the quiet guardian has held his line night after night, the herd becomes anchored to him. You'll see it in small things. Goats grazing within a tighter radius, kids sleeping closer to his flank, older nannies placing themselves slightly behind his shoulder instead of wandering outward. That behavior isn't random, it's earned. And that earned positioning becomes part of the defense, because when the lion appears again, the herd doesn't need to reorganize. They're already in formation, already centered, already prepared to compress, which shortens the reaction window. And shortening the reaction window is everything. The quieter the dog, the more critical that window becomes. He cannot afford emotional spikes. He cannot afford uncertainty. His calm must be active, not passive. It must be a controlled stillness, not indecision. There's a massive difference between a dog who doesn't move because he doesn't see the threat and a dog who doesn't move because he's calculating the exact moment to shift. Mountain lions know the difference. They test for it. They inch forward. They circle slightly. They change angle. They're looking for the micro adjustment. If the dog adjusts too late, they push further. If he adjusts instantly before the pressure peaks, they pause. That pause is the entire game, because once the lion pauses, doubt enters the equation, and doubt kills ambush. This is why the quiet dog isn't truly quiet at all. He's just communicating constantly through posture, through positioning, through tension in his shoulders, through the way he aligns his head between herd and forest. The goats read that communication. The predators read it too. It's a silent conversation built entirely on pressure and response. And when that silent conversation ends with the mountain lion stepping back into the trees, it isn't dramatic. There's no roar, no cinematic chase, just disengagement. But that disengagement represents something massive. It means the dog passed the quiet test again. And on a ranch, passing the test repeatedly is what turns a guardian from potential into presence. Presence is what predators eventually avoid altogether. If you enjoyed this video, or if you just learned something new, Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.